I really like where the world is heading, where creativity now is what's paying people. Being your true artistic self is paying people, and it's not go to school, get this degree, work for this company, and work for this company for 20 years till I get to a level where I can be comfortable. It's no longer like that. We got kids on YouTube making millions of dollars rating their favorite toys. You know, we got people playing video games making 6 figures a year, just chilling.
Yeah, I think we're moving to a society where skills is what matters. I think in the last 5 years or so, Apple, is Apple or Tesla, one of those big tech companies, they don't care about your education. They want to know you can do the work.
Yes.
And I feel like that's what it should be, especially like in the tech industry. That's a skill-based industry. Like, you should just be able to be like, hey, this is my portfolio of the work that I've done. Like, either you're gonna hire me or you're not. Like, I shouldn't have to go to school for that.
Yeah. I agree with that.
But then not a lot of people have that aptitude. But
So that's the beauty of capitalism, though. It's like, you gotta, if you want it, you gotta hustle for it. So that's on you if you decide not to do it.
true, but some people need that knowledge attained from college. You know, not everyone has the the IQ, well, the genius capability.
I don't think it's about genius. It's kind of like what's the guy's name? Richard Feynman. You probably heard of him.
Richard Feynman?
Yeah,
F-A-M-O-N?
FenYman. I think he created like the Pomodoro technique or something like that. Something focus related. But
Oh, I know what you're talking about, where it's like you work for 40, work for 20, something like that?
I think that's what he did. He did something in that field.
Or
But-
50-10.
But essentially, like, people always thought he was like this super smart guy or whatever. He's like, no, I'm just an average guy. I just studied a lot. And I think everybody has that aptitude or the ability to just sit down and learn something new. People don't do it, but you have the capability to learn something new. And I think that's what makes the difference between the people who are just, they don't go to school, they just go out and learn how to do what they're doing. Like, it all takes a little bit of effort,
That's true.
especially with the internet. It's the information age.
A little effort and passion. I feel like if everybody
Passion.
was to go after the things they're passionate about, there'd be a lot more successful entrepreneurs in the world. Like, there's a lot of people who are fucking working a 9-to-5 job right now, and that's not what they should be doing. When they could maximize their potential by doing something else, whether it's fucking designing the next fucking huge building in New York, you know, being an architect. You know, there's a whole bunch of other stuff.
There's a quote where they were like, a 9 to 5 is what they pay you to give up on your dreams.
Yeah. And I agree with that wholeheartedly.
You know, it's just easier, especially like coming from a society where the thing was to work your 20 years, get your pension or whatever. It's
so depressing.
Yeah, it's easy to be like, oh, you know, and you know, thinking about it, it's not even easy because like how often is that honored? Like I don't know. For me personally, my dad worked. He was in a union and all that, and he worked there for 18 years. They fired him the 18th year. He was 2 years away from retiring.
Jesus.
So I don't know. Like, to me, that just doesn't seem the safe route. I feel like you should learn a skill, and you can always take care of yourself.
Speaking of that too, what bothers me is that people think that working at a job like that, getting job security, that's not job security. Your paychecks are heavily dependent on how someone else feels about you. Because the moment they want to let you go, they can let you go. Whether it's because the economy is doing bad, or whether they just don't like your work performance, whatever it is, that's not job security. I feel like job security is providing a pot or the resources where you are working for yourself or you can provide for yourself. Because if you're an entrepreneur hustling, but you have a year's worth of your total bills saved up, that's security for a year. Versus me just working at a job where I'm comfortable, I could get a tap on the shoulder like, yo, you're fired. I'm fucked. You know?
But even I think if, as an entrepreneur, if you have a year's worth of saving, I think that's part of it, but the fact that you just have those skills built up,
yeah,
I think that's what really matters there.
Yeah, that's security as well, because that's, you become the business. It's not, you're supporting the business. It's like,
But unfortunately, not everyone can become entrepreneurs.
not everybody can, but everybody can have a skill.
Yes.
I think everyone has a skill, at least one skill. It's just whether they use it. A lot of people have skills that's just a side hobby for them.
Not even everyone has a skill. I think everyone can learn a skill.
Yeah.
And there are in-demand things. It's just on you to get up and learn it.
But I think people are still too caught up with the lifestyle of you have to work a 9 to 5, you gotta get the white picket fence and a family by 30.
You've been indoctrinated.
Yeah, because even when I tell people like, yo, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna focus on podcasting, they think it's the end of the world for me. They're like, oh my gosh, are you really gonna do that? Why don't you stay in? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? And it's like, are you really living if you're just working somewhere for a paycheck but you're not happy? That's slowly killing yourself. That makes no sense to me.